What is up, everybody? Devon Codrington here from Non-Fungible Guys. This is our podcast about crypto, NFTs, and everything in between. I'm joined by my fearless, really supportive and reliable co-host, Ryan.
Hey, what's going on, buddy? How you been?
Good. This is not crazy. Yeah, we're recording regular. Yeah, this has just been a 1 week. Yeah, 1 week. Been a busy week. I've been moving around.
Yeah. You were here. You missed some Cappelletti over the week, or what was it? What's that pasta you always freaking want when you come over?
Tortellini.
There you go.
Oh man, I love that stuff.
You missed that.
You guys had that?
Yeah, not tonight, but a couple of days ago. But still, you missed it.
You know what? I should just bring over a pack. I mean, like, I'll bring over a pack for future. You know, bring it over, leave it there.
Don't worry about it.
And then be like, okay, next time, let's make this. I'll bring over the Classico sauce too.
Welcome to the podcast, everyone.
Yeah.
This is all we ever talk about, Devon eating.
It's true. It's pandemic. Food is what keeps you alive. Okay,
exactly. So have you been... what? Oh, okay. I thought you were like, what is up? Like, I thought you were looking at your computer like something's wrong.
Oh, no, we're okay.
So what have you been up to this week? Did you get into anything? Any projects? Any mints? Any crypto? No,
I missed that one mint that you sent me.
Which one?
I can't remember now.
So I tried to mint. The one was paper society. Paper society.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, I'm not doing the one. The one I wanted to do, which I was like, shit. Wait, no, that was it. That was Society.
The other one was Disco Solaris.
Yeah.
CNFT. I missed
Paper
that.
Society
That one
cool.
was an absolute. I spent like an hour and a half just clicking on their. I think they used NFT Maker or NFT. They used something.
Pro.
Yeah, I think they used something like that, and it was garbage. I'm sorry to say.
The mint was garbage.
The mint process was like you clicked mint. Obviously, we know we've been saying it for a few weeks now. The Cardano blockchain is congested as fuck. Yeah, I mean that's crap. And so like I kept having to go through CAPTCHA. If I have to click on another seaplane on a CAPTCHA again, oh my God. For like an hour and a half, I had to keep clicking CAPTCHA every time it reloaded because it would say transaction failed. So I just kept, I eventually just gave up after about an hour and 20 minutes. Paper Society was amazing. I just went on the website, clicked mint, I think I picked two. It was like, here's your address, send us the ADA, and boom. Or did it do? Now I don't. You know what's funny? It was like just like 2 days ago, and I already forget. No, I used NAMI, so I don't even think I had to send it. I think it was just smart contract. You just clicked buy, and boom, it was done.
Done just like that, eh?
Yeah. So I did that, and then what else have I gotten into? Crypto is all up.
Yeah.
We were saying bye to all our friends, and I got a few. We had two people buy in, so they're making some money now. They're happy.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. When you told me about that feedback for that individual, I was like, this is what it's about. This is what we're doing this for. I mean, as well as for ourselves to keep up with everything, but to like help people.
He said if it wasn't for us and the podcast and me helping him and stuff like that, he knows who he is. So shout out to him. But he said we helped him, or I helped him, or whatever, however you want to put it. But gave him the confidence to try it out and put some money in, and he's happy. He's making money. So there was that, and then I have officially joined on with Crypto Boutique.
Nice,
the CNFT. To do as a moderator in their Discord. So the same week I joined, they were minting Raging Red season 2 was happening during the week in CNFT, which I hadn't heard about the project, but it seems like they're trying to do, it's like little red figures, and they're trying to make it so that it's an early, easy entry level price. I think the floor price was only like a couple. Yeah, let me see. I just have it pulled up. Sorry.
All good.
Raging Red season 2. It wasn't very expensive. Yeah, the floor is only 12 ADA. So it's like an easy, like if you wanted to just get into the space, they're trying to make it affordable for people to get in, right?
I like that.
So Crypto Boutique actually, they knew I missed the mint, so they ended up gifting me one as like kind of like a welcoming, hey, welcome to the team. We're glad to have you. Here's a little present for you. So they airdropped me or sent me one. So yeah, shout out to Crypto Boutique team. That was an awesome surprise.
That's pretty good. I like that stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely one of those, like one of the things where it's like, okay, the NFT community is a real community.
For sure. And you know what?
The internet is nice there.
And how did that whole Crypto Boutique and me being moderator and all that end up?
Farmers market.
I ended up meeting. Well, it was from F35ers in Pavia Discord. Met him. He recommended. I listened to their podcast. Heard about a couple projects. Veggiemates being one of them. Joined Veggiemates. We did the farmers market. I met the Crypto Boutique guys, and the rest is history. And it was all within the community. It wasn't like I was researching or typing. It was just literally meeting people and DA sales and Veggiemates helping me. Like it's just community. That's
pretty cool. I like it. It's pretty cool
for sure. So shout out to everyone that I've been working with lately. And what else? There was one other thing I wanted to bring up, and I just drew a blank. Oh, I think there's another farmers market happening with Veggiemates. I want to say end of the month.
Cool.
But yeah.
All right. That sounds good. Yes. Are we going to do that?
You want to do it again?
Well, it led to some pretty good things. Like what you just talked about, we learned about a ton of projects, met some cool people.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're both free, let's
February 26th. So yeah, end of the month.
It's like a Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah. 2 weeks on Saturday. So yeah, we should probably do it.
We should.
All right. I'll sign us up. Yeah, man.
Good stuff. All right. What else?
What do we want to talk? What else happened in the space? Oh, big news. Yeah. I forgot.
That's what I'm waiting. That's why I'm like, what else?
I mentioned Pavia. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all really that I've thought about all week. Okay. So
we are like 7 hours. It's 9:00.
Yeah.
Eastern time on Thursday. And I think it's 4 a.m. tomorrow morning.
4 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Technically the whitelist closed.
If you're at Eastern time, 4 a.m. is that it's not really Friday morning at 9. You got to remember.
It's like Christmas morning for everyone. We got to wake up and find out who made the Pavia whitelist for drop number 3 and their final drop for their plots.
So I have a question. When did you see the whitelist posts come across your screen, your radar?
I think it had dropped at 2:45 yesterday afternoon.
Right.
And I noticed it when I was walking the dog at 6 o'clock yesterday. So it had been out for a couple hours before I noticed.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
They gave everyone less than a 48-hour window.
Perfect. That's what they needed to do.
Like I was thinking, we've been watching. I feel like we don't have to explain, but we should. I will. I'm always one to over explain. Pavia project, Cardano.
Yes. Cardano Metaverse.
For Cardano. This is the third land sale. This is the metaverse. This is buying, hopefully,
online real estate,
digital real estate that's going to blow up because it's the first one. The project's not even launched yet, but a lot of people are looking at it because of that airdrop that they did a couple weeks in December.
I feel like it was a couple months ago.
The
Pavia token. The
Pavia token. But either way, a lot of people that have plots have seen the value of their plots skyrocket. Anyways,
yes.
The third, we've all just been waiting to see when the last 40,000 plots would go on sale, and then they just casually, middle of the day, be like, "All right, you got less than 48 hours to throw your wallet in this form, and we will do a lottery. And if your wallet gets selected, you'll have a number of, I think it's literally, you have a bit of time to mint, to be honest."
Sorry. There's from when the list, I guess, comes out, or however they're going to do it. They say 4 a.m. it closes for us.
Yeah.
Is it 9 a.m. UTC?
9 a.m. UTC, and then
it starts later on that 1700 UTC. So and that's what 5 p.m. UTC.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is noon Eastern.
Yeah.
So we got 8 hours to basically go check to see if any of us, this is where like having the committee, see, not the horseman, the committee.
That's not bad. I don't mind the committee as a name. That's not bad. That's cool.
All right, fine. Well, either way, that's why. So we all, anyone that we know that's in the space is all kind of, not that we're teaming up at all, but we've all like, hey, get in there and throw your address in the wait list. So hopefully one of us gets it.
So here's the one thing off the website, right, that I read. Now, I read this line a couple of times. Once all the data has been analyzed, the whitelist will be prepared, and those on the whitelist will be able to log back in using their wallet or staking key address to access the payment information. There is no rush to make the payment, as the sale will run into the following week.
Oh,
and I remember reading that being like, so technically, earmarked however many, you can earmark at least one, or the maximum is 9. So let's say whatever amount. Technically, if you've been selected, you just have to log in and then make the
claim
payment.
It.
Yeah, make the payment and I guess claim it, and you have like a week to do so. But they said, run into the following week.
Is that why we have an 8 hour? Like, is that? I'm confused now. So what's that 8 hour window for?
The 8 hour window is when they're just going to be analyzing all the wallets and making sure there's no bots and making sure everything's okay.
So it's going to close at 4 a.m. for our time, and then by noon they'll have an announcement of who made it.
Yeah, I think maybe by noon they'll be like, all right.
Oh, I thought the mint started at noon. I was like, oh man.
No, I think at that point the whitelist gets released, and then from there, those on the whitelist have like up to. They don't say exactly when, but of course, with this kind of stuff, you might want to do it as soon as possible. But technically, you'll probably have all weekend to actually transfer the money. The ADA.
Hopefully, because with the network congestion, they almost have to spread it out, because if they try and do a normal drop style, everything's going to fail. Go ahead. Sorry, I was just saying, if they use smart contracts, it just fails. And even if you try and get an address, like I said, with Disco Solaris, that just kept failing. It was just fail. And you were lucky if you got through. So they're going to have to spread it out.
So I think that,
demand's going to be high.
Oh, definitely. And the thing is, the network's already, I was on Pool and I don't know it's high. But here's the thing. You can, I think what they probably will do is say, okay, you've made the whitelist. You then transfer maybe, and they'll give you the parcels over time, maybe, like, because how else they're gonna do it, right?
Oh, maybe you send it in once they get it. They're giving themselves like a week to get it to you.
Yeah, so you might have a bit of time before, because if you made the whitelist and you select a certain amount, it's reserved for you, right? So
we'll put it this way: there's not going to be a public sale.
No, let's state that.
It's just going to be a white. Like, I don't see how someone makes a white, unless you're crazy and you forget, or you just don't realize. I don't see how there's anything left for like the public. It's so high. Like people in Ethereum are talking about it. Like, it's just, everyone's talking about Pavia.
Yeah. And here's the thing, like what, and then I don't even know if we said this, but then it is a lottery, as in, you put it in, hopefully you get picked, and that's it, just randomized. So if you didn't get chosen, then your only way of getting a Pavia plot for this third land drop is going to be the market, which and also the price of the tokens right now are 80 ADA, which right now ADA is 1.5 Canadian dollars, which so it's much more than what the initial mints were.
Well, we minted phase 1 for 39. So they basically doubled it for the last one. And I don't know if they're doing, like, sure, you can buy 9 plots, but I don't think that they're doing the estate.
No, they're not doing the estate. So
you just get 9 random.
Well, that's what I was wondering. I'm like, are your 9 going to be dispersed all across the the map? Like,
I'm assuming it's going to be all dispersed over the land that they're opening up. I don't think it'll be all over their map, right? It would just be the new spot.
But yeah, there's so many questions that, like, I've read this whitelist Pavia.io page many, many times. And, there's just a lot of information that we don't know about what happens after you've been selected and how things are disseminated and whatnot. Of course, we should stay, if you're listening to this and hearing this for the first time and you got till 4 a.m. But yeah, you have to use a Shelly or wallet if it's, or Devlist, Yoroi, NAMI, CC Vault. Don't use exchange wallets.
Do your own research. Only register a wallet once. If you try to spam the whitelist, all of your wallets will be rejected.
If you're in the USA, you cannot participate at all.
Yeah, I don't understand how. I meant to go back and read all that. I never did. So, do you know anything about that? Like, what is it that the Americans aren't like? They're all going to still try and mint it. How are they going to go back and find out?
Well, there's been a couple of other projects that don't allow you, that has not allowed U.S. residents to mint. I think it's because of it being defined as some sort of a securities. And I feel like if they do, like, they're liable and and Pavia doesn't want any part of that. So they're just like, no. But I feel like people might just try to do it anyways. But
100%, they're going to have to.
They're going to have to buy it on the secondary market. They can hold it, but they can't get this mint, right?
Is that what it is? So they could buy? No, because I know Americans have estates.
Oh, I know.
The only way to do that was to mint it.
But
if they want to hide their estates, send them to my wallet address.
Right. This is not new. Like, remember, like, Binance being banned and all that.
Yeah, no, it's an ongoing thing. Even wasn't it the original DAO?
Yeah, but the US, so here's the thing. Let me ask you this. Do you think that there's going to be locational, a locational block, as in, because they can see what IP address you're coming from? Because I thought about this. I was like, what if I just create a whole bunch of wallets and just fire them off from my computer?
I'm think sure Pavia that will block it.
I'm sure that they can see what IP address I'm coming from and be like, this one computer has sent us, 1,000 wallets. We're not going to count that. But here's the thing. If they're looking at my IP, they can also tell which IPs are from the US, because IP numbers have that, right? Unless you're using a VPN. So I wonder if they're going to have a location block or a geography block on US IP addresses, where it's like, if you try to do this, it just says did not complete over and over again.
I hope they don't, but in the same sense, I remember trying to mint I was trying to mint the Tom Brady NFT off of DraftKings, and they blocked me because I was in Canada. At the time, the first drop they ever had for NFTs was blocked to it was only Americans. That's it.
Yeah.
And I actually got in and I was able to try and buy one. And right as I went to buy it, blocked me and said, you're not in the States, basically.
Yeah, so that's probably, they could be geo-blocked or whatever by looking at your IP. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. So, and that's going to be a thing. So, I don't know. It's pretty big. This is important.
It is,
since we are part of. Yeah.
Well, I don't even know if you could submit things now, but. Go back to our last episode with the do your own research. Our buddy Paps, the guy just knowledge. He actually wanted to share. He uses Real Vision Crypto, realvision.com as a source that he uses. He said you can get a free membership for the crypto side of their website. I guess it's like a membership based website or something. But he said the crypto stuff's free. So I just want to give a shout out for him and, let people know if that's a website to do some crypto research on.
Cool. Yeah, I've never heard of that one.
No, neither have I, actually.
Message. Yeah.
So anyway, I think I did end up tweeting about it, or I wanted to. Sorry if I didn't. But
it's all good. We can tweet about it after this.
Yep. Throw it in our show notes.
This is pretty big.
It is.
A lot of people are talking about this. Like I've seen articles on all sorts of entrepreneurship, like magazines and stuff, like Decrypt, Business Insider, like Decrypt's fully crypto. Business Insider has been there forever. So it's like, it's not just in the crypto world. Like this is being mentioned in mainstream business news.
Yeah. Well, let's hope we get one.
Yeah. And if you overpay or if you mess up or anything, they'll kick your money back. But then there's a 2 ADA return fee or, a 2 ADA.
Oh, is that what it said? I saw that.
Yeah. So whatever you do,
the dust fee kind of thing, and then taking a bit for wasting their time.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Interesting. Well,
which is another. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say their last drop, the second land drop or mint or whatever you want to say they had, they got over 7 million ADA or seven. It was either 7 million ADA or $7 million sent back, and they ended up refunding all of it. Every last dollar.
So 7 million came in from people that weren't able to get the drop.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly. That's the thing. And cause it was at that time, I don't even know how their mint's going to go this time. I don't know if they're using smart contracts or not, but it was literally, here's our address, go.
Right. Yeah.
And your ADA. And they ended up, it was 7 million. I can't remember if it was ADA or $7 million, but that's how many people overpaid or tried for it, and it all got refunded. So
that's pretty cool because they didn't have to do that, but that's really cool. That's really, really, that's cool. I would say noble. I guess it's noble of them. I guess the only other thing is, if you tried to mint last time and you were one of those people that got 7 million returned to you, you have preference in minting of this time.
Yeah. So here's the thing I didn't understand about that, because the address that I used or the wallet I used to submit, I missed the second mint, but I got the first one.
Yeah.
So are they going to see, there's a Pavia in that wallet, so I don't get the preferential treatment in that sense?
Well, so one thing that when you look at this, I was thinking about this too. I was like, they didn't state this because I don't think it would be wise to do so. But it's like, if you missed the second mint and you tried and you missed, they know which wallets tried and missed. So then there's preferential treatment for this one. What if you got it? You have a lesser chance. You know what I mean?
I guess.
Against everyone else. Like, where is the hierarchy? Because there's some people that have never minted on brand new wallets. Then
you can create a brand new wallet.
Well, yeah, but here's the different groups. There's people that got mint number 1 and mint number 2. There's people that only got mint number 1. There's people that only got mint number 2. There's people that tried for both and didn't get any. You know what I mean? And there's brand new people that haven't tried for anything. There's people that tried for that. So there's so many different groups of wallets that are interacting with the previous 2 sales. And each one of those 2 sales has a group of tried, didn't get. And then once you add another sale, it's tried for this one, didn't get, but tried for the last one, did get. You know what I mean?
It's a whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's all those groups. And here we are at the third one. So the matrix of how many wallets exist and how it interacted with their wallet, their minting service. Where does all of that lie? The only thing we know is that if you tried for the last one and you didn't get it, you'll have a greater chance. So
I just went into my wallet just to take a look. Yeah. Do you know when we minted the first plots?
I'm in mine now.
October 12th.
I minted mine October 13th.
That's crazy. So you got it the next day?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's right. It wasn't even selling out the first
go
wasn't. Round.
Yeah.
We should have just bought everything.
I know, right? Of course.
Hindsight.
Yeah, definitely.
So
yeah.
Go ahead.
So I know it's pretty exciting. Oh, okay. One other thing. When you try to throw your wallet in there, have you noticed that you're getting an error?
Yeah, I think they just got over. I think it's just done. It's like they're not accepting any. And
so here's the thing. I've been scouring Twitter for a while because I've been getting this error for hours. Because we talked about throwing our wallets in like hours and hours ago, and nothing's working. So on the site, they say you have to put in your I've already gone through it, so I don't see exactly what it says, but you have to put in your address or your staking address or your staking key or whatever.
Yeah.
And your staking address has the word stake at the beginning of it. And then your string of characters or whatever.
Yeah.
So you have to find that one. So there's two ways I know to find it. One, you go to Yoroi in the browser extension. And if you're staking, like you go to your staking rewards, and the staking rewards wallet might be different from the user generated receiving wallet address.
Right.
Because you can and like the user, we talked about this earlier on, and there's tons of people asking this question. You should see Twitter littered with it. People being like, hey, I generated this address, like months ago in October, and I generated a new one today. Is that still the same wallet? And like, yeah, it is, right? But the staking wallet address is where your staking rewards go to. And that wallet has the word stake actually at the beginning of it.
Right. I just checked and you're right.
Not that
I'm just doubting you.
No, not at all. Not at all. So you can go into Yoroi on the web and go to rewards. And then under that, you'll see your staking address. Mm-hmm. Or go to pool.pm where you see all your ADA stuff.
Yes,
and
sir.
The URL is going to be https://pool.pm/stake and then your wallet. And that's your staking wallet. Holy crap. So you can use that one to try to apply for the Pavia whitelist. That's because the regular wallets just haven't been working. Everyone's kind of being like freaking out, being like, my wallet won't work. So use your staking wallet. Go to
and that worked for you?
Oh yeah, it worked. Yeah.
Oh shoot. Okay, maybe I should do that with my other one.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not staking in there. Never mind. Anyways,
crazy.
Good luck to everybody.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, definitely. Right.
Don't get too lucky because I still need some more plots.
Right.
But anyways, so you want to get to the hot topic that everyone seems to be talking about lately?
Yeah, man. Decentralized Autonomous Organizations, DAOs. This is
DAO.
Yeah, with a small s.
And what's hilarious is I literally just got a like on Twitter. We just got a like by Landlords DAOs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like just right now, as we said it.
Ears were ringing.
Yeah. They're creating the first ever NFT DAO that invests in residential and commercial real estate to earn our holders rent.
Holy crap.
Wow.
I'm not surprised. So there's a lot of real world stuff for that. It's like buying a commercial property with a group of investors.
Yep. DAOs are going crazy. So what is a DAO? Like you said, it's a decentralized autonomous organization. Generally, it's an entity with no central leadership, and decisions are made and governed by the community, organized around a set of rules enforced by the blockchain. And generally, those rules are within a smart contract. So because not a lot of blockchains have had smart contracts, we know now that Cardano's got smart contracts and stuff like that. Most DAOs are Ethereum based. Yeah.
I'm so glad you said that because literally earlier on, I was like, they're all on Ethereum, right? But then
the big one that I know for Cardano that's making waves is Rat's DAO. And you hate the name?
I do.
I like the artwork of them because what they're doing is they're selling their NFTs are also their like token for voting. So you hold an NFT, you get a vote under their community, which we'll get into all that with DAOs. But I don't know. I like the art. It's like little rats with like ski masks, like they're robbing you and stuff. It's hilarious.
It's kind of ridiculous, right?
It is.
It reminds me of like a French children's book or something. I guess because I'm thinking of Ratatouille. Anyways, which is a meal. Okay. DAOs are pretty crazy. And a lot of people are talking about them because, like you said, program the smart contracts. And technically they should be able to, I'm going to say live, but like operate forever because, as long as there's people that hold the token, and if they vote on something that they want to do this with the money or the assets or whatever the DAO is controlling, then the smart contracts will just initiate and run it on its own. So technically you don't need a central person, but it's like almost like if you want to make an analogy, it's like the DAO could be, think of like a vending machine. You put your money in to make, and you want something, and the vending machine sees the code you put in and spits out whatever. And the DAO, you vote with your money, the contracts run the thing, and the DAO design does what it's designed to do, which is kind of cool.
All the rules and everything is enforced by smart contracts, which there is controversy around DAOs because of hacks and all that stuff. Like,
right.
If anyone goes to do their own research, when you type in what is a DAO, you're going to get articles and all sorts of stuff, like even that we were researching off of, but you're also going to come across the DAO, which was a kind of the first DAO that was created in 2016. And they were doing smart contracts, and it's what created DAOs, and they got hacked. And in another episode, we keep teasing about, we're going to do it. This is where the Ethereum blockchain got hacked, and it was through the smart contract vulnerabilities. Spit that out within the coding. So basically, Ethereum got hacked. $150 million was basically taken from the DAO. It was like 50 million, 60 million.
50 mil was taken. Yeah.
Yeah. 150 million was raised by the DAO through crowdfunding. Yeah. And it got hacked. And then it was a whole craziness where they had to come up with a soft fork, a hard fork. The DAO was voting on what they should do and all that.
That must have been a crazy proposal, because just think of it like, so they would have got, thinking about the DAO still, which they would have got hacked, and $50 million would have been missing. And then the community, the people that held voting rights for that DAO by token or whatever would have been like, screw this, let's fork the whole blockchain where we can undo that hack. And then they would have to vote on it by using their tokens.
Well, they voted initially. It was like, do we soft fork it, hard fork it, ignore it? And then what ended up happening is because they don't know if it was hacker or hackers. They didn't know if it was a group or whatever. They ended up saying, listen, we're going to offer 100 ETH or a million ETH and some Bitcoin or something to anyone that continues. That's how Ethereum Classic is still going. The hackers started offering a bunch of money for anyone that would ignore the soft fork.
Wow.
So it was a whole thing. But anyways, we'll get into that another episode.
This is definitely going to be a follow-up episode later on. But that's pretty nuts, eh?
Yeah, it all started because of the DAO, that one of the first organizations ever created. And that was in 2016. Yeah.
And that the reason that there's many ways to hack, but and there's often blockchain is talked about how they're impregnable because of the blockchain and the public ledger, and you would have to do a 51% attack on the network and confirming these blocks and whatnot. But the DAO is a set of smart contracts operating on the blockchain. It's not the blockchain. The DAO software is open source, and that's why they're so vulnerable. Anyone can see the software that sets up the smart contracts and the governance model, basically, of the DAO. Governance model being making decisions and all that. So the model of how they collect the votes, how they use the tokens to vote, what method they use, that code is open source. So if you see that, you can be like, this is when they make a proposal to do something, this is exactly what the code does. So then people just scour over it and look for exploits, because
they start filtering the ETH out of their own wallet.
It has to be open source, because if it was, private, proprietary or whatnot, then someone would need to be able to maintain and control and run that, right?
Right. That's why DAOs run off the smart contracts, right?
Yeah, they have to operate on their own. So it has to be open source so that people can, tweak and support the code and whatnot. You can't be a private person holding the code. Yeah. It has to be open source. So they are vulnerable.
Let me read this. So it said, DAOs operate using smart contracts, and smart contracts are chunks of code that automatically execute when a set of criteria is met.
Yeah.
And then So it says smart contracts establish a DAO rules. Those with a stake in a DAO then get voting rights and may influence how the organization operates by deciding on or creating new governance proposals. Right. And then the other, like most DAO launches happen 3 steps too. Like you were saying, you got to create the smart contract, like creating smart contracts, and you've got to run tons of tests.
Right. I guess so, yeah.
Because you've got to think of every possibility of like, where can a hacker get in? Where are the vulnerabilities? Like, you know what I mean? You got to run so many tests, and that itself could just be time consuming. And then you got to fund
and cost money.
And yeah, exactly. And then you got to go crowdfunding and funding for the DAO. And then after that, it's deployment. But you need to have like that smart contract, like set in steel. Like there's no way to get in. But I'm sure there's always.
Yeah, there's always going to be. They'll get better in time.
Yeah.
I mean, considering how new this is, like the first DAO was like, right? What did we say? A couple years ago?
2016 was the DAO, the big. Was a project founded in 2016. And I think it was like summer of 2016. So,
yeah. So I guess the other thing is once like that thing raising the funds is cool because that's when the DAO like mints its tokens, you know, and kicks them out there to people and says, you know, this is what we're going to do as a DAO. Take this token. And I guess the value there could be based on what people think the DAO is going to do. Like the Constitution DAO was the one that wanted to buy the Constitution, right? And people were like, I want to own a piece of that. So then and what did they raise? I forget the number. They raised like millions of dollars in like 24 hours. Did they? Yeah, Constitution DAO was such a big deal.
To be honest, I was just all day today researching like what is a DAO and all the voting rights and this. I didn't even get time to look into like what DAOs are out there.
Yeah, well, the Constitution DAO, because a lot of these DAOs do a bunch of different, like not a bunch of different things, but usually they stand for something or they have some sort of community. Like there's one DAO that I saw, which was like a creative collective DAO or something, right? And their initiatives, like the DAO's holdings were the DAO, one of the members that started the DAO owned like a coffee shop, and another one of the members that started the DAO owned like an art gallery. Mm-hmm. So they said, I'm going to relinquish control of the coffee shop and the art gallery and take the deed and put it in an NFT and make a DAO that owns these two entities in the real world.
And then they said the community votes on what to do with this.
Well, more so because it's about voting and making decisions, but it's also about ownership. So now if you have a token, technically you own a piece of those two properties. And if those are functional operational stores, right? So if that coffee shop is super, super, super profitable, your token is going up in value, right? But because the wallet that is the DAO's wallet, has money that's maybe flowing in from the coffee shop and from the art gallery. And I'm sure that they have some smart contracts built that say, when the coffee shop makes like $20,000 a month or whatever. And each month, maybe we're going to leave some for operating, but we're not going to take a profit because we're going to just put all the money into the DAO. So maybe there's $10,000 a month going into the DAO from the coffee shop or something. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then that DAO, what do? It was the DAO was like a collective for artists and people and this and that. So it was like if you were a member of that DAO, what the DAO did was maintain those two shops and provide a space for promoting artists. So it was like. So like your coin had you owning those two properties as well as a piece of the community and like what it did for it. So that DAO is like they'd hold like events and stuff. So they'd be like, okay, do we want to hold an event? And like it's an event on, postmodernism art or something. So then they would say, or do we want it to be on Cubism? And they might vote on that. And then someone says, okay, we're going to do an event on Cubism and it's going to be at the art gallery, and then the proceeds of that will fuel. Then they might say, well, what do we do with the winnings, or with the proceeds? We can now invest in some high level art at a museum, maybe, you know what I mean? And then
I know a lot of them are like charitable organizations. Exactly. They open up like music studios. They do like, there's a whole whack of going through
crazy things.
Yeah. There's a lot of craziness that this could be like a 4-part, like podcasts of like, what is a DAO? And then what do they do? And what, like,
I know, right? And then some crazy examples because there's a lot, like Constitution DAO.
Yeah.
All they wanted to do was buy the Constitution. That's it.
And then like fractionalize it? Or?
There was nothing. They just wanted to buy it. There was no like.
Can you even buy it? Like, how much
money you can't
do you possibly need?
you can't. That was the thing. Like, they were like, we want to buy it. And it's like.
But hold on. What happens if they raise like $1 trillion? You don't think the government's going to? It
was a big thing in the news. I'm trying to look to see how much they raised, because it was like it was like in about 24 hours. Right. That's what it was. It was like in a short amount of time, they raised $43 million.
Shut the
and I can't believe you didn't hear about this.
When was it?
It was in December or something. Yeah. And it raised about like.
That's how. So what
the time frame was like literally 48 hours. Like they formed. They said, we want to buy the Constitution. That's it. And in like 48 hours, they made $43 million. And then obviously they did the research and were like, oh shit, we can't actually buy the Constitution. So they're like, okay, great. But here's the thing: just by the notoriety of that DAO, their coin is still worth like a ton of money, even though they don't do anything.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, obviously they have $43 million in their like public ledger.
Well, I'm
now.
Sure that they probably voted to give things back or whatever. But here's the thing: you can't stop the DAO, because like, how would you turn it off?
I guess
as long as someone is alive holding the token to interact with it, the smart contract will automatically execute.
Yeah, You know what though? In doing the research too, I did notice some people are not for DAOs.
Oh no, there's a lot of like people against them.
And there's a lot of people that say they're not really DAOs. Like, okay, sure. Like they're decentral. They're centralized.
Yeah.
Like they were saying, one article I read was like a tip of an iceberg. You see 10% of it, that's the DAO. The rest of it is all hidden underneath, and it's all centralized, controlled by people.
Yeah, I guess so. Because like someone had to start it and write the smart contract.
Yeah. And it's like, and then you got to, but there's someone that is a treasurer. There's like, you know what I mean? There's different. Yeah. So I think when you first started DAO, a lot of people the big complaint is that there's a founding team. Mm-hmm. That kind of have to help it run along and make sure everything's going smoothly. And that the goal over time is to replace the co-found, like the people that are involved with it's to replace them with outside members. Right. And not even true. Like, or just have it run obviously autonomously.
Yeah. Like you could be in Rat's DAO, and over time when like someone moves out, like you might be like, hey, I've been in this DAO for a long. Well, they can just check like your tokens and be like, you've held these for a long time. And then like, right. You could be part of the governing team.
Exactly. And team members kind of just start taking over and stuff like that. Like, and then it just kind of runs on its own. It's like what Hoskinson said about Cardano. Like you don't need me anymore, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So
people even claim that Bitcoin's actually the first ever DAO. Because it mints token, like you're a token holder, and I didn't really get into it reading the research, but it said Vitalik, the co-creator of Ethereum, basically agreed, but said it wasn't necessarily autonomous because the miners there was a big hack in 2008 or 9 where something happened to a block, and like 51% of the miners, because it's proof of work.
Yeah.
So they were able to say, no, we're not, like it was split and they decided to go one way.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily autonomous, but yeah, he said
they forked it.
Yeah, they forked it, and or it was like, I don't even know if they forked it or the miners just agreed, okay, we're not going to go with that block. We're going to start following, because everything's a blockchain, right? So you have to go one way or the other. So I guess it kind of did fork, but they continued
maybe a soft fork.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. That's cool. I got to Google that. I got to look into that. But you know, when you think about it, that does make sense.
Except Bitcoin runs on its own, right?
Yeah, except the miners are the autonomous part, except they're not robotic. They're
right.
humans.
And I think that's what Vitalik was saying, was that like they did take control because they all collectively as a group voted, okay, yes, 51%, more than 51% took over and controlled where it went, as opposed to, like you said, just autonomously.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. Yeah, but it's like, yeah, like we said, you can't really stop it. But here's okay. So Constitution DAO. Wait, what were you gonna say?
No,
I was just trying to. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I just saw a picture on this thing, and there's like the DAO landscape. There's DAO operating systems. There's investment DAOs, grant DAOs, collector DAOs, service, protocol, social, media DAOs. Like, yeah, there's like I didn't realize there was this many.
I've heard of one social DAO, and like, because, you know, there's the model, like, I forget what it's called, but there's that social platform where think about YouTube, right? And like, as you watch YouTube, you know, you like or whatever, and the creator gets royalties by advertising money. Right. But what if like YouTube paid you for watching? You know, like there's like there's DAO socials that are designed, the new social networks where everyone is going to get tokens based on their interaction with the network. And there are DAOs that are doing that. So it's automated. And it's like you watch a video, the creator gets paid, you get paid for watching the video in fractions of their token. Yeah. And advertising is like the last thing they think about. And that's a DAO, a social DAO. And then there's
interesting.
So there's
here's the one I was looking at. Friends with Benefits. DAO.
Yeah, I heard of that.
It's like I was reading. Yeah,
it's like a social club.
Yeah, exactly. And you can join. Yeah, man, this is such a rabbit hole.
Oh, it's
what
crazy.
I was doing all afternoon, trying to what is it?
I feel like we're getting for Friends with Benefits. I think they didn't get back to me. I'm not cool enough yet.
I guess. Oh yeah, you know what? That's what it is. You're right. It's the commute. So that's where the DAO comes in with the whole voting rights. Yeah, the whole community actually. You have to own. I read about this. I did do my research. So you have to buy into their currency, their token. Yeah, you have to hold so many. And then the proposal gets put up. Hey, do we let Devon in? He's met the criteria for the token. Yeah. And then they vote on allowing you into the Friends with Benefits DAO or not.
Exactly.
And so there's a social DAO. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But before you even get there, application is to even consider Devon. And so my application went in and I haven't even been but they did say they take a while because they get a lot of applications. But also, you know, it's a social club and it's pretty, like, if you can see their site, there's pretty cool stuff. So like, you know, everything's like, it's like Board A Yacht Club, except I think more intellectual and a different level. But you have to have a certain amount of money to even like be part of these things. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I think it was like, you got to be able to have like 5K ready to put up and buy in tokens to be able to do things. But yeah,
totally off topic. Well, not off topic, but the governance of DAOs can generally be
governance.
Yeah.
I'm just going to list a couple of DAOs because like we list Constitution, you list Friends with Benefits. I'm so glad you brought that up. And then there's like Maker DAO. We talked about the DAO, but
I
then
see protocol is Maker. Yeah.
Yeah. We can't not talk about Olympus DAO, which is like DeFi DAO, which everyone's saying is basically a giant pyramid scheme. Like Olympus. Really? Olympus DAO is one of the most DeFi in general is really complicated.
Oh my God, I feel so dumb, buddy.
No, don't, man. Listen,
no, there's so many DAOs names on here that we know.
Oh yeah, for sure. DAOs are the most complicated thing.
Avi, Uniswap, Sushi.
Oh yeah.
Like they're all DAOs. So dumb. Anyways,
but it's really cool to talk about the other DAOs that pop up, right? Like Assange DAO is a new one, which Julian Assange, that guy, WikiLeaks guy.
Oh, the WikiLeaks dude. Yeah.
He's been running it. So apparently they raised like millions of dollars to have him like taken care of or something. I don't know. Apparently there wants to be a soccer DAO. I think like one of these like football clubs wants to make a soccer DAO, and they're going to be doing these.
Could you imagine? Oh man, you just kind of triggered something. Imagine a soccer team makes a DAO.
Yeah.
What happens if that DAO becomes the GM of the team?
It could.
The DAO is now in control of the team and they all vote. Do we sign this player?
No, imagine that.
Like, what's stopping that from actually happening?
That's true. Well, yeah, that's true. See, I don't know, but yeah, that's
obviously
very possible.
Maple Leaf and sports entertainment's not going to let it DAO control their like money, but like
in theory, it could work.
Yeah. Like what's stopping the parent teacher, what's committee or what the PT, wwhat's the community at schools? PTA. Like what happens if what happens if there's like a group DAO that they start where it's like, this is what we're going to buy for schools. And this is what, like, I'm looking here, there's all the grant DAOs. They obviously all vote on who they give grants to for schooling or research or.
You know what I want to see? I want to see a UBI DAO, Universal Basic Income. So that like you hold the token and I don't know how it works, but you pay into it or whatever. They raise their money.
Your token is your SIN number.
Yeah. Wow. Jeez. Whoa. Yeah.
Not only is your SIN number minted on the blockchain, so it can't be duplicated, but now it's also a DAO token. And that's how you get your UBI.
That's how you get your Social Security.
We're solving problems here, buddy.
And then after that, no more poverty. Okay.
Oh, man.
I feel like we have to stop this sometime. So maybe we should talk about voting at a high level.
So the governance.
And get into that later. Yeah, governance at a high level and before moving on to something else.
So I guess this is how DAOs usually work. Is it's composed of 6 steps. Usually there's proposal, review, voting, the execution, dispute, and then arbitration.
This is like literally a government. A lawyer.
Well, the governance of DAO. So I mean, yeah, it's
all right. Good point. Yeah, good point.
Could you oh man, this is what I mean. It's such a rabbit hole. You start going down just sitting here talking to you and I freaking Google one thing. And now I'm looking at this whole picture of all these.
Now you're like, okay, 3 episodes later, we're like, all right, we're done.
Well, because
we haven't even talked about.
That's how you DAO.
Right. Yeah. Nice. That's pretty good. Okay. So let's, you know what? I'm not even going to, okay. Where are we at? Voting.
I did the governance. Yeah. There's voting. I feel like I'm so far off track. I've discombobulated my own head.
I know the voting we haven't talked about voting mechanisms, but we've talked, the execution is the smart contracts. Dispute and arbitration, screw that. There's no time for that. We'll talk about that after. Proposal is, what the DAO is going to do and all that stuff.
Here's the thing though, because a lot of these DAOs are on Ethereum's network, everything to throw out a proposal, now we're getting to the point where on-chain, off-chain. So Rats DAO, because smart contracts aren't so popular or they haven't come to fruition on
they're
Cardano.
Still pretty new.
A lot of the stuff is still happening off chain. So it's they do a lot of their, I think, voting and proposals and all that stuff is happening in their Discord, which is off chain.
Yeah.
But with Ethereum, a lot of this stuff is happening and voting and proposals and all that stuff seem to be happening on the blockchain.
Totally. Yeah.
And the problem with Ethereum, which we will state every episode, is gas fees. Anytime you interact with the chain, you're paying gas fees. So I guess to throw a proposal out there, I don't know. This is where I kind of got lost on how.
No, I agree. I kind of got lost here too, because the mechanics of actually creating a proposal and putting it out there for the individuals to vote on and then executing stuff at a technical level, we're not exactly sure how that happens. But the DAO is doing something, which is executing smart contracts, interacting with the blockchain. So gas fees have to be paid. Yeah. But the voting, you vote with your token.
Right.
Because what stops me? So let's say the DAO does have a Discord or whatnot, but they're, if everything's programmed to be on chain or even a split, the DAO has to execute that way. And so that means that really you put a proposal forward. And then let's say you have basic majority voting. So everyone just says, okay, the DAO, let's make up something. Well, I don't know. What's the decision? Will the DAO give back? Okay.
Yeah.
Will the DAO give back 7 million overspent money, 7 million Pavia tokens that were sent by accident? And the DAO has to vote on that or something,
Yeah.
And it's okay. So you get it out to the people. The people have to, because what stops me from just hearing about this or whatever, or logging into the DAO and being I could vote on this. I have to actually hold the DAO token to influence what the DAO does.
Right.
So then I vote. But a lot of different models, because I'm a whale and I got tens of thousands of tokens and you only have 5. Like, does that mean I have way more voting power because technically I own more of the DAO than you? Or
I think it goes a couple ways.
For the same. So
think
those are all the voting mechanisms.
One holder, one vote. Doesn't matter how many you have in your wallet. Could be 1 million, could be 1.
So that's one way of dealing with it.
I think that's one way. Another way is, do you have another way?
Well, there's a whole bunch of, like, I'm going to not go too deep, but there is like, but the problem is like, they can be hacked and some people will like, you talked about this earlier. Like, imagine it's one wallet, one vote. And then I just have a bot spin me up a bunch of wallets and then move buy a bunch of the tokens and move into all these wallets. And then I'm doing like a single person directed attack on this DAO by pretending I'm so many people.
Well, this is what they call a witch attack in that space,
right?
In like cybersecurity and stuff. They call it a witch attack, but it's also called Sybil attacks, which is SYBIL, Sybil attacks.
Yeah.
And it's basically a well-known peer-to-peer wired and wireless network environment. In its basic form, the peer representing the attacker generates as many identities as possible and acts as if he or she is multiple peers in the system. So you could assume, oh shit, we're getting attacked by a group of hackers. There's like 500 of them. But in reality, it's just fast one person could potentially make identities up.
But they could like make or break the DAO by making it. Because imagine they put the proposal forward and like it's going to do something like drain the funds or like, like make it mismanage it.
I'm pretty sure this is exactly what happened in 2016 to the DAO.
Nice.
That's what happened. I think it was, to this day, I don't think they know if it was one attacker or multiple.
But here's the thing. Imagine what is being voted on. Like most people don't really know. And I say to the DAO, I'm voting to drain your funds and give them to a certain wallet, but I own that wallet too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you're part of the DAO, you can do that. So here's one security features that DAOs have. It's called, because that's like majority, right? So this one model is called like permissioned relative majority. Yeah. And that means that no one is allowed to put a proposal forward to the DAO to even be considered unless it's been vetted by other DAO members. So it's like a double vote. So like if we're in the same DAO, I can't just be like, hey guys, we should transfer everything to this other wallet, which is actually secretly mine. And then all of a sudden spin up all these accounts that are like, yes, I agree. And then the DAO just like loses a ton of money. Right. I can't just do that. I have to be like, Ryan, I am saying that I would like to send money to this random wallet. And then you're like, what's the wallet? And I'm like, it's just this one. Don't worry about it. And you're like, no, I don't approve of that. You're not even like, we're not even going to vote on it. So the DAO has to like have consensus, like has to have permission to even get a relative majority. So that's one way that they try to protect against that attack.
Okay, that makes sense.
Pretty crazy though, because it's not like you'd think that like stopping a civil multiple person attack or whatever would be like technical, but it's like actually like a non-technical solution. It's just like, you just ask someone, you're like, is this cool? They're like, no. Like,
it makes sense that you need it though, because how many people don't do research and just jump into like, oh, look, the crowd is going this way. I will go
exactly there. Right.
Or and a bunch of sheep.
So I'm glad you brought that up because these DAOs, I met someone recently and I was talking to her and she was talking about, I think her name, Jessica, I forget her last name. Sorry. Shout out to Jessica, but she's a researcher and she was talking about the science of DAO voting is like actually way deeper than people think. Like you have people that are like doing PhDs and stuff on this because this is actually pretty similar to politics and like voting mechanisms. And they're always exploring different ways to make things democratic. And, it's like a lot of people don't vote or like the example is you want to vote for, I'm running for an MP, right? And my platform is, I'm going to give everybody shawarmas. And you're like, okay, I totally want to vote for Devon. Like he's going to give everybody shawarmas. That's my whole thing. But I'm going against like actual politicians that have been running. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like if you know I'm going to lose. But, you know what I mean? Like, so if you vote for me, kind of throwing your vote away. But even though you want me to win,
Right.
So then you'll vote against me and you'll vote for like the liberal or the conservative or whatever, because you know that even though you want to vote for me, I'm going to lose. So that's like a tactical vote. And like that kind of stuff happens in DAOs too. And it like messes things up. So there's like all these different studies on like the best mechanism for voting. And it can get pretty nuts. So I don't know. I think we should probably go into that next time, because this stuff is some of the most complicated stuff I've seen. Pretty crazy.
Dude, just while you're talking, I'm kind of just like glancing at like this one right here, proof of humanity. This Sybil resistant registry of humans uses social verification and Kleros courts to distribute universal basic income tokens to verified humans on chain. If you'd like to join the justice revolution, start here with this democratic DAO. Like,
okay. Wow.
The only thing that caught my eye was this Sybil resistance. And then I was like, proof of humanity. Cool. What the hell is that? But that's basically what we just said.
Yeah, it actually is.
UBI tokens to verify humans on chain.
Did you find that right now?
Like literally as you were talking, I kind of zoned out and caught that.
That's kind of crazy. That literally just pulled in all the things we just talked about: UBI, proof of humanity, and like civil attack protection. Yeah. And like, all right.
Yeah, well, anyways, honest to God, I planned that. Crazy. Totally planned.
Did you plan? I feel like you planned. Like,
no,
how could you plan that? We didn't know we were gonna. Okay.
I was reading blue names of different DAOs and I saw Sybil resistant. Anyways, that's
Okay, that's cool. Well, okay. I'm just going to wrap it up voting mechanisms, but we got to wrap this up.
Yeah.
So quorum voting, we'll talk about that after in DAO episode 2, but basically there has to be a minimum percentage of people voting for the vote to even happen.
Right. So you would have to set it at like, okay, 35% of voters have to vote.
Yeah. And if not enough people come out, then I guess it's not important enough or whatever, or it just can't even be passed. But that can be a problem, because if people continuously don't come out, then you can have a governance lock where this vote just never happens and the DAO gets locked up and nothing can get done, which is crazy, right? Yeah. So that's a problem. There's holographic consensus, which I'm not even going to talk about that next time. Majority, permission, relative majority, Moloch, what you talked about, proof of humanity. And then there's the quantitative voting method, which I don't know anything about. That's part 1 of DAOs.
I don't even like part 2 is going to be like by the end of the year when I finally understand all of it.
Well, look what you just found and read. That was nuts.
That I spent a good hour and a half, 2 hours today researching, and this never popped up in like, but it goes to show you you start going down rabbit holes. I started looking at like hackers and what the hell, like. Yeah,
that's the nature, man. Crypto is learn about one cool thing, think you know something, and then really just end up with 50 more questions.
To be honest, I'm a fan of DAOs, and I want to see where it goes with smart contracts and not on Ethereum.
I agree.
Because I don't want to stake. I don't want to pay gas fees. I mean, I'm fine with doing a mix of offline proposals and on-chain everything else.
Yeah, I think that's an efficient way to operate in terms of like speed and in terms of saving money, regardless of whether you're on Ethereum or another blockchain that's cheaper. Yeah.
Yeah. This is interesting because like we know, like, again, like I said, Rats DAO, all they do right now is buy up NFTs. They're fractionalizing NFTs for their holders.
Pretty cool. That's I feel like that's a moneymaker, man. A moneymaker DAO.
Well, let's hope so, because our boy Hilly's in there.
Nice.
And shout out to him.
I think I want to get into that one.
I'm thinking too. So he took a look at their public wallet that anybody can go and look at if they want. He said they have 70 claymates.
70?
70, 27 space buds.
That's a lot.
52 dead pixels, 1 berry. And the berries, they say, is like one of the first Cardano NFTs. They bought that berry for 115,000 Cardano.
Oh, wow.
And then they've got 9 Pavia and 10 Yummy. So I think they have an estate.
Yeah. Really? Wow. Okay, cool.
I just want to look up. I know dead pixels are pretty popular. I just want to look up their... there's only like 200 of them. I don't even know which one I would look at. There's so many different. OG maybe. Oh, wow. The floor is 7,000 on their OG token.
Okay, yeah. 7,000 ADA?
Yeah.
So that's a $15,000. And they have 25 of those?
Yeah, that's what I'm confused about, because it's like dead pixels. But I'm trying to find like I keep finding like, it doesn't matter, whatever.
Well, I don't know. That is hardcore. If you want to know more about DAOs, then you should DYOR, but also slide into our Twitter DMs or just like message us on Twitter and ask us questions, and talk to us in person if you know us, and tell us what you think of this episode. And also leave a review on Apple Music.
Yes.
Wait, yeah, Apple Podcast.
If we've helped you make any money by not using our financial advice.
Because this is not financial advice at all.
Nothing we say is anything, but go leave us a like, a review, tweet about us, retweet us, share us with family, do whatever you can. Let's get some, let's pump our numbers.
Nice. Yeah, but also the numbers are doing well. So this also, thank you, podcast people.
Yes, thank you very much who's been with us. Yeah. We're this is what, episode 24?
Yeah, I think so.
25.
Wow, holy crap.
Yeah, I know.
We've been doing this. Who would have thought?
Not me.
Yeah, that's honestly not me either.
We just wanted to get past 8 episodes, I think.
That was our goal. Yeah, that was our goal. We were like, let's make at least 8 episodes.
Yep. So Thank you to everyone that keeps listening, and I appreciate it. I mean, again, we're just 2 guys just trying to have fun in the space, and we're learning as we go. And I'm sure if we go back and listen to some of our other episodes,
I am not going to do that. Yeah,
we've said,
because I listened and I've already seen so many things that are like, that's just wrong. Nope, that's wrong. Like, you listen to it, I'm like, that's not right.
Yeah,
because we don't know, right? So
no, we know, we're professionals.
Anyways, just 2 non-fungible guys trying to figure it out. Okay, I'm out of here.
Yes, sir. Hey, yeah, start the music. We're out of here, folks. Thank you very much.
All right.
Shout out to Butler.
Yeah.
Get that money.
That's it. We're out.
All right. Love you. Smooches, kisses. Bye, everyone.